Hey guys, welcome to the Half Naked Quilter. My name is Clay. I am at least a third generation quilter. My mother was a quilter. My grandmother was a quilter. Somebody had to have taught her, so it probably goes back several more generations to that. But I'm at least a three generation quilter that I know of. Here on the Half Naked Quilter, yeah, I'm doing this shirtless. It's a gimmick, run with it. Here on the Half Naked Quilter, what we're gonna do is go through the entire process of how to make a quilt. We're gonna use a really simple block pattern. It's nearly foolproof, right? Anybody can do 9-patch.
All right, hold up a second. I just realized I didn't show you what a 9-patch quilt actually looks like. So here's an example of a 9-patch quilt I did for a charity. It's basically alternating large solid blocks with blocks made out of 9 smaller blocks. Really, really simple. It's all squares and pretty much foolproof. All right, back to me babbling.
But what I'm going to teach you along the way are a lot of the basic skills that can transfer to other projects. So here in this first season, there's going to be a lot of episodes because I've got a lot of stuff that I need to go over. In future seasons, what we'll do is other projects that kind of build slowly on those skills over time. And there won't be 50 million episodes because we'll have done all the basic stuff already, right? So if you've never sewn before, this tutorial series is going to be great for you because I'm going to do everything assuming you've done nothing. If you've already been doing some sewing, let's say you've done some garment sewing or you've done some upholstery, what I'm going to do on some of the lessons is include a shorter version that skips a lot of the stuff that you already know. So be looking for that. Those of you that are experienced sewers and in just looking to pick up quilting, for some of these lessons, there will be a shorter version that will cut through all the stuff that you already know how to do, right? That's not the case for all of them because there are times where I need to go through stuff that whether you're an experienced sewing or not, it's different in the quilting world, so we got to go through it again. In the first main lesson, which is the next one, we're going to talk about all the tools, supplies, and equipment that you need. Now, the nice thing here is you don't actually need much, right? There are 50 million tools out there and sewing machines that go $10,000 and up. You don't need any of that, right? I'm going to show you the basic kit. The nice thing is you can get all of this stuff on Amazon. So if you don't have access to a quilt shop or a really big like chain fabric store, or they just don't carry the things you need because not all of them do, you can get all this stuff on Amazon. So it's actually pretty simple. If you've got local quilt shops, that's fantastic because they're a wonderful resource and they'll have a lot of the things that you need because they're a quilt shop. I'm going to try to keep the cost down so that you're not spending a lot of money up front. You'll notice in that list of tools and supplies, there's some things you don't need until the end. So if you want to spread the cost out, don't get those right now. And you'll see on the list, they have an asterisk next to them. So like I said, we'll walk you through the basic process. We're going to have a lot of fun. One of the big differences, aside from the fact that I'm not a sweet, mild-mannered Midwestern lady at all, is I'm going to make mistakes on camera so you can see what you're probably going to do yourself, right? I've been at this 25 plus years and I still make stupid mistakes all the time, right? So I'm going to make those mistakes on camera so you can see, all right, look what I just did. This is why this happened. And here's either why you don't need to worry about it or you need to grab your seam ripper and start over, right? But I don't want to hide that stuff from you because it's important as a beginning quilter that you know what to do when something goes wrong, right? Because like I said, I've been at this 25 plus years and things still go wrong for me, especially if I stop paying attention to what I'm doing, which frankly is quite a bit. So like stick around with me. This is actually gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm kind of loud, I'm kind of super gay, I'm kind of shirtless. I'll curse once in a while because that's just kind of how it goes and you will too, trust me on this. But we're going to have a ton of fun. I've been wanting to do this series for over a year, and I finally have the time to get started on it. So stick with me here. If you've got questions, put them down in the comments. I'm going to be really good about watching to be able to answer questions and keep you all going. Because the thing I love about quilting is when you're done, you have something that keeps somebody warm. It's not something that goes on the wall. It's not something that goes into a gallery. It's something that's going to get used and it's going to get loved. My favorite thing in the world is to see a quilt that is tattered and worn and falling apart and the batting is coming out of it, because I know that quilt has been a part of someone's life. I love making baby quilts. You know, anybody around me uses, I think I'm pregnant, quilt, right? I have baby quilts that I've made for someone's firstborn that have then been passed down from child to child and become part of their family history. And that's really cool as well. Quilting is one of the few crafts that's like that. Knitting is kind of in that category as well. We make things that make people feel good, right? The worst thing in the world is a quilt that never gets a chance to keep somebody warm. You know, that's why I'm not so much into the art quilt thing, really. To me, this is a very practical thing, and it's an expression of love, right? And so, you know, every project you do, when you hand it to somebody, they're going to be super surprised because quilting is not as big a thing as it used to be. But you know, it's going to become a part of their life. So join me on this. This is going to be a ton of fun. I am really passionate about quilting because of the connections it makes between people. And I'm going to teach you how to do that here.